Hello everyone. As you can see, we have the holiday edition Black Series Troopers in front of us here. Something that comes up quite often, either in the comments or just while talking to other people, is how do I display my figures? And it's getting to be kind of difficult on the shelves because the figures keep coming out and I keep adding to them. I keep adding back, adding figures that I've missed and that sort of thing. And one of the things that I like to do, especially when there's like a series like this, is I like to keep them together as much as possible. And that way it's easy to move them in and out as well, especially since like these troopers here, yeah, right now it's holiday season is coming up. I want them front and center. But in a month and a half, 2 months from now, I'm not going to want them right front and center with all the other Black Series figures that I have. So one thing that I like to do is I like to use some acrylic or some glass, just depending on, or just hard plastic or whatever, and actually put them on this, and then I can just move that piece of acrylic or glass in and out. And the way I do that is with Museum Putty. I've talked about it a few times on the channel, especially when it comes to, getting this Dio to stand up, because there was no way he was going to stand up on his own. But using some Museum Putty works really well. So I'll go ahead and leave some links down in the description, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask down below. And if you're liking the video, give it a thumbs up. So what we're going to do today is talk about how to get these figures to all line up, stay on this plate, and then make it so that I can move them around. And that's what we're going to do today. All right, to start off with, we'll go ahead and take off the little bit of a plastic that's on the acrylic. Take it just a moment here. There we go. Just got to find it. And I place my figures on glass shelves, so I definitely like to have a glass bottom, or at least a clear bottom with these guys at least. So that way, come on. Wow, there we go. That way, the light shines through it, and sometimes I've got LEDs going and stuff like that as well. So something you're going to want to do first is figure out how you're going to want to position your figures. And I've kind of got an idea, with these three in the back, these guys in the front, and then the little minions after that. So let's go ahead and talk about the Museum Putty. Great thing about the Museum Putty, it doesn't hurt anything. I've had figures for a year with the Museum Putty on, took it right off, didn't hurt anything, and I was able to reuse the Museum Putty as well. And basically, all you gotta do is take a piece. It's probably a little bit too much. Still too much. You don't really need that much. But what you do is you just roll it around a little bit, gets it a little warm in your hand, and then, especially with a piece that I know is gonna be moved around a lot, I make sure that I get it on both feet. Again, just move it around. And just kind of wiggle them around a little bit. And then, look at that. So, that's what I like to do. I'm probably going to clean it up a little bit, off the camera. The camera's kind of right in front of me, so it's a little bit of a pain. But yeah, so that's usually what I like to do. I don't like too much hanging off the edge, just because, depending on what I'm going to have next to it. But it shouldn't be a problem with these guys, at least for now. And this guy's a little bit bigger. Usually don't have to worry about the big ones so much, but if we're going to be moving it around, it's probably not a bad idea to go ahead and do that. Just find a place that you're going to get some good touch. And just be careful too, you don't want to put the figure in a position where it wouldn't naturally stand on its own either. So that's definitely something else to keep in mind. Go ahead and take some more off of there. And this stuff is really inexpensive. I think it's like $6, and it lasts forever. As you can see, you're not really taking that much. And I'm sure other people have ideas as to what they do with their figures as well. If you have any ideas, feel free to comment down below. And again, just make sure it's in a position that the figure would naturally stand in on their own. All right, and then we'll do one more. and then we'll get the little guys going. And as you can see, I mean, they're standing up really well. Probably need just a little bit more on that one. And then I'll probably do another video in the future where I talk about other ways, other things to do with figures, because sometimes, you know, you got that figure that's got those crazy loose joints, and then, you know, even if you put the Museum Putty on there, they're just not going to stand up on their own. So, you know, like, what do you do in those cases? So I'll definitely do a video about that as well, because, you know, that comes up all the time. All right. So Dio's going to be pretty good on his own, because we already had the stuff on him. And this little porg here keeps falling over on me. So I'll put some on him. Again, I'm probably going to redo this when I don't have the camera in front of me, so it's just easier. That one just kept falling over. Oops. Pick that little piece up later. And then just make sure that it's warm, because otherwise it is not going to stick very well. And usually it'll grip pretty well. I don't know why it's not gripping to him very right now. Usually it's like you can't stop getting it to grip, but put this guy on. Yeah, for a while I actually had the porgs stuck to a Chewbacca using the Museum Putty here. Sorry about that. And then we've got our last one here, and we'll be good to go. It's just an easy way to display your figures. And I like the fact that you can do multiples of these panels. These panels here that I usually buy come in panels, groups of 10. So that way they're a little expensive sometimes, but you'll occasionally find a deal on Amazon for them. Just make sure you wiggle both feet, and there we go. So you're able to move your figures around. You know, it's not going to go everywhere, but that is what I like to do to be able to display my figures. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you like Star Wars The Black Series, Star Wars in general, going to theme parks, electronics, or anything else that a professional geek might find interesting, you might want to think about subscribing to the channel. We do a lot of different things on this channel. So hope you like this video. And with that, have a great day.